Okay, I'm out having a quiet drive with my mum, and we're driving on Old Gympie Road from Biwa to Glasshouse Mountains at the moment. I didn't intend to do a ride along, but what's happened is in Australia there's a car company here called Holden, and Holden made most of our cars. Holden and Ford both made most of the cars in Australia for a very long time. I don't think Holden or Ford make cars here anymore. But anyway, we've seen what's called an old EH station wagon, which is probably a car from the 60s or 50s even. And I was in beautiful condition. Then there was an FJ Holden, which is an even older one, I believe. So what happens out here in the Sunshine Coast hinterland is you get, you have these big car club drive-throughs. So I'm thinking we might have the old Holden Club happening at the moment. So I started filming, and just thought I'd do one of these ride-alongs that we do in the hope that we'll see some of these old cars driving past. But, we've already been going a minute. We haven't seen one yet. But, yeah, they always drive through here. Sometimes there'll be a Chevy one and there'll all be Chevys. Other times it'll be Harley Davidsons and all be bikes. Today, other times it'll be Ford clubs, other times it'll be BMW clubs. You get all the driving car clubs come around the Sunshine Coast hinterland. I think it's because you can see it's a nice drive. And then they stop somewhere and all have lunch, and they might even... I've got a funny feeling the Holden Club drive out to Kilcoy and all park their cars there and have a party at the Kilcoy pub. The Kilcoy is a country town about another 40 minutes west of Biwa, and Kilcoy is an interesting place. Apart from having the big Holden meets, there's a very large Filipino population there because they've got a abattoir that kills lots and lots and lots of cows, mainly. So I think it's mainly a beef processing plant. And so they get lots of what they call OPWs, which is overseas Filipino workers come here and work there. My understanding was that abattoir used to be owned by an Australian guy and then got bought by a Chinese guy. And I got told that they weren't going to have anyone except Chinese people working there in the future and no white people. But it's turned out that they've gone, it appears, and mostly gotten Filipino workers. I'm not really sure why, because I don't think the Filipino workers, I don't think they make any less money than a white person. So for a Filipino, that they come out here and work here a number of years, they're going back to the Philippines, and when they go back, they're going to be multimillionaires, because the Filipino peso, is worth so much less than the Australian dollar. So these guys come out here and they go back very wealthy, and I guess anybody that was given that opportunity would, but I'm wondering where the money comes from. I don't know I'm trying to work out why they get the Filipino workers. I'm thinking it's because the government would pay the abattoir a large percentage of their hourly rate or something. There'd have to be some kickback or something in it for the abattoir, because otherwise why would you go and source overseas workers when there's so many people out of work in Australia that would absolutely love to work at that meat plant? I don't believe it that they don't want to work there. They might tell you that line, Aussies don't want to do the dirty jobs and all that. It's simply not true. Most people would work at an abattoir, especially at the rate of pay. It's a pretty good paying job, above award wage. But anyway, so that's Kilcoy for you, and the plant. But the interesting thing, though, I quite sort of like going out and being able to get Filipino food from Filipino supermarkets, and that I do like some of the things about it, and I've got no problem with Filipinos in general. I just don't understand how the ins and outs of that is. But we haven't seen another Holden car yet, so maybe we saw the last two stragglers, or maybe it's just a coincidence and we saw two old Holdens and it's not a car club after all. I don't really know, but I would have thought we would have seen another one by now. Nice of that in my opinion, that motorcyclist was a road hog. He was in the centre of the road instead of the centre of his lane, which made me feel uneasy. I don't like that the motorcyclists come through and act like total and utter fools, but I tell you what, there's an extremely high death rate for them, especially just west of Beera at Peachester. This is a really, really high death zone for motorcyclists, and if they're going to act like fools, then not my problem. I don't feel for idiots. And I've seen many a dead motorcyclist on the road, up on the Peachester roads, on a number of occasions. But this is beautiful here. It's nice and shady. But I'm going to sign off now because there is no Holden action. I've had a bit of a talk with you, and what's been happening, if I do a video over 5 minutes or 10 minutes or a 20-minute ride along or even a 40-minute video or whatever, it's when I'm going to upload it to YouTube, it's sometimes taking 3-4 days to upload. That's why my videos are starting to be uploaded out of order, part 1, part 2. They're all out of order and all of that. And then some of them, like I had 5 of them loading, and all of a sudden it just turned around and just said, problem with upload, and just cancelled all of them. So now I'm going back through trying to upload all the ride-alongs I've done lately one by one. But if I keep them short like this, they upload pretty quick and pretty easy. So over and out.